Welcome back. Saturday morning, you're tuned in. You got your coffee and everything. So yes, we're back here, and we're doing the Collectors Radio as we do every Saturday morning. And we're going to go ahead and start by reading comments. I wanted to say our last radio episode, I feel broke some records with views, because when I started doing these radio show things years and years ago, and as hopefully you saw our last anniversary video, been at this for 9 years. Yes, 9 years. So it's crazy to think. But when we started this, I think we used to only get about literally maybe 50 views if we were lucky by the end of the whole thing, and most people just was like, wow, where were you? What is this? Why are we watching this kind of a thing? So, but no, I want to thank everybody, because we done over 1,000 on this last radio episode, where we talked about they aren't getting any cheaper prices on things and different ones. Sometimes it's like you got to just go out there and get them, because if not, you're probably never going to own one, or you're never going to have one, because they're just not going to get any cheaper. That was told to me many moons ago, and I couldn't believe that I'd be sitting there saying that, hey, I remember when that was told to me. I mean, it's like, wow, I can't believe that 15 years just goes right through like nothing. So, but anyway, also, as usual, forgive the background noise. That's just life out here in the ridiculously hot environment. We're kind of held captive during this time of the year to the air conditioning, so I hope that doesn't bother anybody. I'm sorry. Not much we can do. That's just the way it is. I know I can move, get out of here, which I might do. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. We're going to read some comments. This is your guys' comments that we're going to read. Of course, if we didn't get to them or something like that, I may have commented after the fact, or the comment just didn't show up in the main feed for some reason. It got pulled. We do have a moderator on the channel. We do have help out now that I've recent help in helping curve comments and go through stuff, and helping kind of eliminate the negativity, if you will, too. And I've always kind of felt that way too, because we didn't want to promote the firearms thing and then have a bunch of negative, really nasty stuff coming down in the feed, because I thought it reflected the hobbies that are supposed to be projected in a positive way. All right, KSFWG. A Smith & Wesson revolver, a 1911, and a cup of coffee with one of my favorite YouTube channels. Well, thank you. A perfect way to start July. Yes. All right, Adam Davies. I'm sorry, Adam, if I'm. He says, "Good day from Australia." Wow, we got somebody from Australia. That's cool. I love finding people who appreciate revolvers. I'm a former Victoria police member, and in uniform, I carried a 38 Smith & Wesson Model 10 K-frame revolver with bull barrel, 5-inch, and in plain clothes, a snubby version. Great vid, thanks, mate. All right, well, that's cool. That didn't, all the way from Australia. Who would have thought that? All right, Danger Man. I have a 19-3. Mine was made in 1970. I agree, it's a Cadillac of snubs. I remember being on the fence of getting one because of the price. Yes, they're not cheap, those Model 19 snubs. They are just not. I have to say it was worth it. I do too. I think they are definitely worth it. The K-frame is the perfect revolver, and this one is such a natural pointer. Briggs approved. Yes, that's right. He did have one. And then, of course, you see it take off out of the car as he decided to eat the dashboard. Eric Talkington. All right, Eric over there. Hope Jackie's okay. I know Jackie's been going through some surgeries and stuff. She's such a good girl. All right. These guns have dramatically gone up in price. When I started buying the 19 snub like yours in my hands was $1,200. Wow. When it was just a few years before, they were a $600 to $700 range. Yeah, that's where I was with mine. My Colt Agent I got mint when I got in a box. Well, as well, 630 plus tax. The new Cobra at the time, 930. Yeah, the newer Cobra definitely was up there. And I take my old school Agent any day. That was about 3 to 4 years ago. Things have dramatically gone up just within a short time frame. They really have. All right, Lion Quest Fitness, awesome. Greg over there, Greg Newton, been doing some good stuff over there. Also, he's great channel, knocking views out of the park as he well deserves it. Been doing a really good job on pumping out really good content, as I probably been lacking on that. Anyway. I've got a model 66-2 in the snub configuration. At the time I bought it at the shop, had a modern 66 at a 3-inch for about $20 more, a Colt King Cobra for about $60 more. I looked at all three, went with the 66. I never regretted it. Yeah, absolutely not. That's a good choice, and I think a lot of people will choose the older ones if can be, that they're available and not like, completely outrageous prices. All right, Joe Bowers. I hate the heat, man. Moved away from it about 5 years ago. Never going back. You have a great revolver collection. I only have one. A very nice 64 Detective Special. That's not a bad one to have right there. I found a vintage inside waistband leather with thumb snap Steen holster for it, and sometimes carry it. Very comfortable carry, though I must admit I do feel undergun carrying it compared to one of my Glocks. Yes, well, that can happen. When you've capacity and stuff like that, there definitely is an emotional thing with capacity. I get it, definitely, and you got to think too, bad guys, bad people come around in 2s and 3s because they seem to do the safety in numbers deal, unfortunately. All right, Harrison Mantooth, or as you would say, Jack Reacher would say, well, after the first couple will go down, the others will run. All right, another great radio show. Speaking of the heat, we're expecting a short heat wave here in northern Idaho with upper 80 to 90 degree weather. One time not too long ago, G&G Sales in Prescott had a ton of Model 10s in different configurations. They weren't expensive. Then again, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, as some if I hadn't procrastinated no more. If I happen to have the money, as that's the problem with everything. When I see what I want, I'll go home. It'll go home with me. Okay, enough talking. Enough of me talking. Again, this was a great show, and I appreciate each and every time I get. I can clean. I'm assuming clean nuggets from you. I'm not sure if that's a typo or what that means. So, thanks, Dan. All right, Joe P. Swig of coffee for Joe. Joe's out there. Beautiful snubby. Really don't see too many of them on Gunbroker, and those you do see are 14 to 16. That being said, if I could find one for sale in California, I probably pony up. Yeah, I get it. That definitely it definitely makes things difficult. Edward Petty. All right, Edward. I know Edward's, you guys, a lot of you I recognize, you've been a subscriber of mine for a very long time. Great show. That Model 19 snub is beautiful revolver. Yes, it is. Shrub. Been browsing Gunbroker for some new pieces to add to the collection, and you ain't wrong. Yes, the prices are going up and up and up. What is this? KC. I'm sorry. Don't And also, for some reason, YouTube's been doing some weird stuff with the names. They're adding some the @ symbol and then numbers after it, and so I'm gonna doing this right now on a cell phone because we didn't have the computer set up this time around. I got my Smith & Wesson 500. I like the Smith & Wesson M frames too. I do too. I just you know what? If I could keep just the one Smith, it'd have to be a Model 29 6.5. All right, Jerry Johnson, my subscription was lost. I had to resubscribe to all my subscriptions. I have gotten that too from time to time, Jerry. That has definitely has happened to me where I was subscribed to somebody, then I'm like, wait a minute, now I'm not. So, yeah, I know what you mean. On the other note, we were talking about looking back on the island and all that stuff back home and the times that we had with people. I actually was speaking to a friend of mine, and some of you that really go way back with me, you'll recall this. In fact, I've got a coffee mug that commemorates these days from I think you know who you are that sent it to me, and I definitely know who sent it. But I was talking to my good buddy Cody from back home, trying to convince him to come out here for a visit. And you never know, we might have to get to do another hangout video with the old Code Stare Dare, and try to do some stuff on the other channel. I definitely just running out of time to do things really and get things up in order and everything. So it's definitely been a challenge. And anybody that makes the videos and has been doing the videos, I'm sure they realize. And so many people, I know that in the past there was a lot of channels that I remember when I first started breaking it in that really have kind of faded away. They don't. There's no more content from them and whatnot. One of them that comes to mind is like PR Veteran. I don't know how many of you remember PR Veteran. PR Veteran, a good dude, was definitely around a lot, making a lot of videos. I hope he's still okay. A lot of channels that we missed that, just you literally stop making videos. Some were without notice. Others, unfortunately, passed away that we don't see anymore. Another guy that started around the same time, at least was in the same group with myself, and there was other ones was TR Prepper. He was another one that I don't see anything from him anymore. And of course, my brother Gun Enthusiast has been doing some shorts and stuff like that. He's been back. Hopefully, we can get him back into making some regular videos and everything. I'd love to see some stuff, more content from him. He's another one of my favorites. But another good channel like Trees A Blowin'. I really like his channel. He's been doing some really cool stuff over there. You never know what you're going to get out of it. A lot of times I don't get enough time to get on there and watch everybody's content or necessarily comment all the time. Life definitely gets busy. You get filled up with work and all that kind of stuff, so yeah, it definitely it becomes a task. It really does. But I try to at least remain consistent for you guys, because I know so many people, they want to, they're coming around. Obviously, some of you, when we did the 4th of July video where we decided to take a little bit of a twist on it and do American-made stuff, where, we were talking about true American firearms made right here in America, and, showcase some of those and talk about some of those for you. And I was actually surprised how many people were commenting on the that stayed through the 25 minutes or whatever that video was, that was commenting, and I do appreciate that. That's pretty amazing, that kind of audience, I guess, that we have here that's stuck around through that whole bit. So we got some really cool stuff coming up on the channel. I got some stuff that we had worked on and we had filmed some time ago. Last month we were working on some stuff, some collaboration stuff. Also some really nice close-up 4K stuff for you. Another one featuring the Springfield SA-35. We had been working we had done quite a few segments with that and been definitely impressed with it. I like it because my favorite type of, I really am a big fan of the 9mm 1911. I know a lot, but I really am. This one here is a Springfield Armory. Right there, you can see the Springfield Armory. I've got it kind of done some custom work on it to it myself. Then this one here is a lightweight, so it's an alloy frame Commander variant in 9mm. Really a hot ticket. I think this is one of, if I never really was a fan of the Commander models in 45 Auto. I had one. I do miss it. I ended up selling it to a good buddy of mine. But I do miss it. I wish I would have kept it in some sense. But I never liked the way it fired. I always felt like it was kind of a brute to fire. And I know some people, well, you can't, but I just felt like it had a lot of blast to it. For something that I didn't see myself at the range, utilizing it a lot. If I'm gonna shoot a 45, I kind of prefer the full size government model, 5-inch barrel, all that. So that's kind of where I wanted to stick with when it comes to those. But no, once I kind of got into the 9mm 1911s, and really kind of the Commander models are really soft to shoot. They really are in 9mm. Just what if you're going to try one, at least give one of these a shot, because I think you're going to find it. You're going to like it a whole lot. And of course, I put my custom grips on there that I kind of made and did. And so what's cool about them is I'm a big fan of the ivory style stocks, and they're kind of these ones that I've been designing lately too. With they actually have bone inside the polyurethane composite material that they're in, and they're aging like bone. It's really cool. They're actually aging and turning yellow. I've had these on here on this gun for a very long time, almost since I've had this thing. And this is actually back when I was working at a range. This is the one I carried for all that time. Of course, I did some changes to it, but this is the one I was carrying. This is known, what it is the Ronin. And if you look too, one thing I like about mine here is it didn't say operator on the bottom of that. I don't know when or why they started doing that, where they said Ronin operator. Like I don't know, I'm not an operator. So I thought that was kind of tacky. I thought it was kind of cheesy. Of course, then again, I'm not a full like tactical kind of person. I like my all steel guns. I like my all steel guns. I like my old school stuff. I love my 1911s. And what's funny is you see some of these. You go to some shops, and some shops can't even keep 1911s on their shelf. I mean, they're just boom, they're gone. Boom, 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 they're gone. Or some shops, they have quite a bit. I have my little, you could say, honey holes that I go to, that I visit out here in this state, and I know where to find them if I want them. That's the problem, is going there and like going, you go in there, it's not so much that you want to. It's more or less like what you want. You just don't want to go look, because you're probably going to find it. That's what's really crazy about being out here. And in comparison to, I guess, back on the island. Back on the island, it was a little rough, where it was like, hey, can I get one of these? I don't know how. It was less of it. Although there was a lot of World War II stuff around. But, of course, the involvement and everything. But, interesting thing in times. I've grown to really, over time, just really love the 1911. And I remember when somebody had told me when I bought my very first one, he says, just remember, it ain't going to be your last one. And boy, there couldn't be more truth to that than ever. And actually, my very first 1911, I actually sold it to my buddy Cody. I actually sold it to him. It was one of, I forget what it was now, but I know he has it. And he was the very first one that I was aware of that bought a TSOS, and that was all the way back then. So go figure. Yeah, I remember he bought a TSOS. He still has it, and he still likes it. He still shoots it, and it's still holding up. So what does that say? So there's definitely that. But anyway, things we got going on in the works. Also got a collaboration video coming up with some custom 1911s, more of the higher price tag 1911s, if you will. Not super crazy or anything like that, but just kind of a thought, just throwing things out there. Like for me, I've got some that were, I was talking about things that I spent some pretty high dollars on some of those custom ones. Do I think they're worth it? It depends who you're buying, which one you're buying from. If I had to list some companies, would certainly definitely be Wilson Combat would be my first choice, and then of course Les Bear out there that's been doing some of that stuff. At least from what I've seen and what I've actually handled, and I can speak from what I've actually put in my hand. Then again, I've been known to say, like, I'm a pretty big fan of Springfield Armory stuff, because I really do think for what they're producing out there for the price ranges that they got, you can get something like this, which is a little bit more than just say their basic line. I mean, this is right around, I think now these are running around 900 to maybe almost 1,000 now, where they originally kind of were supposed to be a little lower, but as everything goes up. But this one here is coming around that price. Of course, they have stuff that exceeds that, and so that's what I think is kind of cool about them, because they have stuff all the way at this end of the scale that brings it all the way up to the other end of the scale, where you're talking, $3,500 or something like that. So, but I got some stuff that like I said, in the hopper, in the works here to get some videos going. One thing, and you'll see it first here on the Collector's Radio, that one of the things I got going on is something that I've actually been after for a very long time, and always definitely was trying to figure out how to get one, how to pull it off, and all that kind of stuff. So definitely, I can't wait to show that to you guys and bring that thing out, and so we can take a better look at that. So I'm sure everybody's gonna be excited to check out stuff like that. So kind of interesting. I've been just, what I like to do when I get new stuff is I kind of like to go over things, work on them and look at them, and kind of test them out a little bit, if you will, before I start running any kind of spouting off anything about it, at least so I can have some sort of hands-on experience on doing any of that kind of stuff with that. So there it is. So again, another great Saturday to be spending with you guys. I appreciate everybody hanging around and just kind of being here and doing the whole thing. So, but yeah, I tell you, that's the one I take to the range. 9mm Commander. Usually shoot my lightweight, but might be shooting something else.